time. I nominate the Transport and Industrial Relations Committee to consider the bill. The bill will amend the Road User Charges Act 2012 and the Land Transport Act 1998. The Road User Charges Act 2012 provides for the regulation and administration of the collection of road user charges for the use of roads and road wear caused by vehicles subject to road user charges or RUC. The Land Transport Act 1998 provides for a range of functions relating to land transport, including the registration and licensing of vehicles. Mr. Speaker, the main purpose of this bill is to address an anomaly for some RUC vehicle owners who are required to purchase road user charges for their vehicle, but are unable to do so because their vehicle is not registered and not legally required to be. Its secondary purpose is to enable annual charges in lieu of road user charges to be collected through registration and licensing processes for vehicles exempt from road user charges. The bill also makes other minor changes to the Road User Charges Act 2012. Unregistered RUC vehicles, Mr. Speaker, that are exempt from registration, not required to be registered, or are operated under a trade plate in an unregistered state are subject to RUC unless they belong to a class of vehicle which makes them specifically exempt. However, it is not possible to issue RUC licences to these vehicles because RUC licences are linked to a vehicle's registration number. These kinds of unregistered vehicles make only limited use of roads, and it is not cost-effective to try and collect road user charges for them. The Road User Charges Act 2012 will be amended to allow regulations which exempt unregistered vehicles from road user charges. Vehicles are exempt from RUC primarily because it is uneconomic to collect RUC for these vehicles. Most of the vehicles that are exempt from RUC do very little travel on roads. However, some exempt vehicles, such as fast tractors, do a sufficient amount of travel on roads to cause road wear, so it is fair that the owners of these vehicles should make a contribution towards the costs they impose. This bill allows for the collection of an annual charge in lieu of RUC for these kinds of vehicles. By doing so, it allows for the fair and practical application of road user charges where collecting them through the normal process would be impractical and uneconomic. This bill also amends the Road User Charges Act 2012 to add offence provisions where light vehicles conditionally exempted from RUC are operated in breach of those conditions. Finally, the bill contains amendments of a technical nature which support the policy aims behind road user charges and rationalise enforcement activity. These clarify that a person who has entered into an arrangement to pay overdue fees by instalment will not be subject to additional penalties, allow the RUC collector to set a licence fee for one-off vehicles that are not covered by prescribed RUC types, and make minor amendments which allow the effective functioning of the RUC system. Mr. Speaker, in closing, the proposed changes allow for the fair and practical application of road user charges in a range of unusual circumstances. This is a great bill, Mr. Speaker, and I commend it to the House.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. The Honourable Trevor Mallett.
Mr. Speaker, we've had this a few times before and there's been a change of ministers on occasion. The question is